where vet med meets smart business. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Started my day out by taking Abby to the cardiologist. Fortunately, everything's fine. She has a little heart murmur, but we've known about that for years, and all is good with my baby girl. So that makes me happy. Wanted to chit chat today about the what's coming out of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. It's kind of cumbersome to say all that stuff. But anyway, everybody is hearing about these no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Well, just want to chat about it for a little bit. And it's actually more for the employee than it is for the employer. Right at this particular time, there is really nothing changing for the employer. W-2s aren't changing. You're not changing the way you're tracking anything, basically. But what is going to happen is that if your employees have overtime, or if they're in the tipped service industry, which we're supposed to have a full encompassing list of what the IRS believes those industries to be, but of course it's not out yet. And we're also supposed to get some additional regs within 90 days. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But from a practical standpoint, you're going to pay your employees just like you always do. You're good to go with that. Even if they have overtime, even if you're in the tipped industry, which fortunately veterinarians are not. But just kind of give you an idea of we'll talk about it just to give you an idea of what's going on with it. So what happens is you're paying your employees, even paying their overtime. So time and a half, time and whatever it is. And the employees need to track that overtime, because as an employer, we're going to still be able to deduct the entire amount, because that's our expense. That's what we're paying out of pocket for our employees. From an employee standpoint, again, they're going to be tracking their hours, their overtime hours, and it's going to get tricky on them. So they're really going to have to seek some assistance. So it might be advisable to recommend they seek professional assistance on their taxes for 25 and forward, because it's kind of crazy. But what happens? Just as an example, you've got your regular 8-hour days and all that, and if they go over their allotted time, obviously you're going to pay time and a half. And let's just say I know this is low, but let's just say you're paying them $15 an hour. So the overtime would be like $20. So in between 20 and $25. And what happens is, so the employee takes their hourly rate of $15, and then they have the overtime amount that they're tracking, that they've been paid. This overtime amount, just this little portion here, like that $6 or $7 that we're talking about, that is the only amount that counts towards this $12,000 non-taxable overtime. Sorry about that. $12,000 non-taxable overtime. It's $25,000 for married filing joint. But again, it's not, you're paying them $15 an hour for overtime. You've got to pay that anyway. So you're paying this. That's not included in their calculation to come up with the non-taxable overtime. It's the portion above that $15 up to whatever overtime you're paying them. Time and a half, double time, whatever it happens to be. But it's that amount above. And that's where it's going to get a little wonky, because again, as employers, we're not required to keep track of the overtime. And I know in your payroll system, you probably have all of that information, and that's fantastic. And you can share it with your employees, but they're not changing the W-2s. So from an employer standpoint, it's just status quo. We withhold federal tax on it. We withhold Medicare, Social Security, and any state taxes that might be involved, and local taxes. So again, from an employer standpoint, nothing changes for us. We're still withholding federal. We're making sure FICA is paid. We're making sure state's paid, making sure any local taxes are paid. So again, just advise your employees that they might want to seek professional accounting help, CPA help, and because they need to understand how they need to track their overtime. And again, I know your payroll system probably has that, but it may not be tracking it the way it needs to be tracked. Again, IRS has come out and said that nothing is changing for employers. So we'll have to wait and see what the regs say. We should hear something by October 4th, but again, they may ask for an extension on reporting all of that. So stay tuned. We're really excited about this one big beautiful bill act. Lots of opportunities for us as employers and also as individuals. So we'll keep going through some of these tax advantages for us, and we will see you next time.